All right, so story time is going to be a new segment I do on my podcast, right? On the Survivor Side of Story podcast. And it's very important that I do these because these are going to be weekly. I'm still going to try to upload these weekly at 7 o'clock Central Time, but it's going to be a little later today. I have some things to do. I kind of just want to go over my matches and the things and my experiences and what I talk about. And today's episode is going to be about why I despise Survivor main TTVers. Right? If you guys are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please engage and just like, even if you can't watch the whole thing, or just listen. All you have to do is just listen to the voice. Right? Just listen how calming the voice is. All right? Sometimes I get loud, but just listen to the voice. Correct? Correct. All right. So, let me just talk about my experience as to why I cannot stand Survivor mains. And I'm a Survivor main with almost 8,000 hours, yo. I do not play Killer this much at all. You know, I hear this a lot that, you know, anytime a Survivor has anything to say, and I mean anything, it's always, well, these Survivors are so entitled. Like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up. Don't shut down, shut up. Right? Because no matter what I say, it's going to automatically come off as, I'm just Survivor man who's entitled, think I should win every game. No, if anybody ever listens or watch my content, I don't have that many subscribers. Anybody will tell you that I have the most balanced take ever in this community. And if anything, people might think I'm against my own team. Because there's a lot of stuff that we do or the way we behave as streamers or content creators, and we have people watching us and listening to us, and you would think to a degree. Now, granted, I'm not saying that you ever have to claim to be a role model. You have your views and you know how you play in your style. But I'm just saying, like the way people act in this community, dude. I don't see how I could ever yo. Anyway, let me just say this. Let me just get into the story. I don't want to take too long. I don't want to make this too long of an episode. So first, I got my Prestige 100 knee in the lobby, and I'm telling you this now. I cannot wait till they take away the icons. I cannot wait. I know people say, oh, well, you know, they mostly do it. They're not doing it for survivors, really. But they're not doing it for survivors initially, no. But indirectly, they are. They even said it in the patch notes that they're going to hide their prestige icons in general because it discourages a lot of killer players from, you know, playing against like high prestige levels in the game, because there's people that still think that actually means that they're going to lose the game automatically because, oh, I'm Prestige 3 going against Prestige 100 lobby. And, you know, not saying that means nothing. Like, it means no grind in the game or whatever. It just means that, like, you're not going to automatically lose just because you're going against high prestige players. But what's annoying is that, they even said this in the patch notes, that a lot of survivors are discouraged playing their favorite players because you can't just turn on and off. Like, you have to be shown your icon. If you're a Prestige 78 ace, like, we automatically see that in the lobby. We see it. The killer sees it. You ever notice that we don't see killer? Like, we don't even see their icons till like the end game. So that's how it's gonna be. But they said, hey, doing this will also have survivors feel better about playing their, you know, favorite players. I just feel bad for the Survivor mans who's about to hit Prestige 100 and not gonna have it. It's not gonna matter until like the end game, right? You want to flex it in the lobby. But anyway, let me just get into it. So, I load into the lobby with my Nia, and, you know, this person automatically switched to their Prestige 100 Meg. They have to play with, you know, another Prestige 100, so they switched with a Prestige 100 Meg. And then I think it was I forgot her name. She's Michaela. Yeah, she switched to Michaela. It was a girl who was like, oh, Nia, that top does not match them pants. Okay, so I had like a flannel shirt. And then I had like some snowboardy pants, and then like, who cares, right? I don't care. Like, dude, it's not a fashion show, and I like to dress like whatever, right? It is what it is. And then I think it was her, or I think it was the other Nia that said that. I don't know, but I know it was a Nia, it was a Meg, and then it was a Michaela on my team. We go into Wrecker's Yard. We go against a Nemesis, right? So we're playing the game. I'm looping the Nemesis. I'm doing my thing. But you know he got them whips that... You ever have a hit that you know they're not hit at all, and killers be knowing these hits that's not hit? Like, they know. Like, I've seen killers play on stream. I don't know how that hit. Like, that's what I hate about this game. Like, y'all be knowing stuff that not hit, but they let killers hit anything. Like, it's so stupid. Like, but anyway... I looped him for like a gen, like almost 2 gens, but, you know, he eventually caught me and then put me on the hook and stuff like that. And okay, mind you, I'm not really stream listening. I know my boy nobody named Ghost always say that. Like, I'm not stream sniping, I'm stream listening. But I sort of had to stream up just to kind of hear. But I mean, in my past experience playing this game, I always hate hearing streamers, especially our survivor mans, because they're so like I can appreciate somebody being very passionate about anything that they really love and like. And a lot of survivors are very passionate, but there are a lot of newer players who are like, they think they are nice, and maybe in their mind they are. Like, I don't want to discourage them from feeling good about themselves. But like, there are players who have like a lot of low hours into this game, and I don't mean like you have like 2 hours. I mean like I've argued with people who have 250 hours, 500 hours, 1,000 hours, and it's like I can't tell them anything. Like, you can't tell these survivors nothing. Okay. You can't tell them nothing. They know everything, right? And mind you, MMR doesn't really work in this game anymore, so it's just like they play playing in Swifts, they're going against bots. They got the Windows on, which I don't knock Windows. Windows is a very good perk. It's the most used perk in the game. But it's just like, again, a lot of these survivors, you cannot tell them anything. It took so long for me to understand how this game works, and I have almost 8,000 hours, and there are still little things that I learned. So the fact that I hear somebody with 1,000 hours, it's just very annoying. But anyway, so so it took me a while for me to get caught, but a lot of these survivors, the Nia, the Prestige 100 Meg, they got caught immediately. Like, they chase probably didn't last more than 30 seconds. Now, granted, we are going against Nemesis. There are zombies and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, I'm not saying anything to you. I'm not jumping to your chat. I'm not talking trash. Like, oh, you're getting caught, but because I know how DBD works. It's not just a skill-based game. I hate when y'all think this game is just skill. This is what I mean. Like, this is not. This game is very RNG. It is not making an excuse on that. Like, no matter what map you load into, the map layout's not going to always be the same. This is why people get, like, I get mad when people, like, go against window opportunity users. Because it's like, oh, just memorize the map. You don't need windows. And it's like, well, I want you to understand and remember, you can go to the same exact map. You're not guaranteed to get the same exact version of that map. Unless you have any means on, you don't know what palette is being used and broken down. Unless you have alert and maybe you're looking at direction. Like, oh, I just left Shack. It sounds like maybe Shack just got used because the killer had to break that palette. Does that make sense? I don't like when people just say stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, killers get to run aura reading all day because aura for what's meta for killer right now is aura reading and like gen slowdowns, right? So don't on lethal pursuer or whatever, and scourge hooks, whatever. They want to be able to see all aura to get value. So I don't see the issue with survivors wanting to get value. And again, it's called windows of opportunity. It doesn't guarantee you anything. It's an opportunity. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to do something with this. It doesn't mean you're automatically gonna loop them for like 5 gens. You still have to know what you're doing and being patient and not being impatient or not being too greedy or greedy at all, right? You have to know when to like use pallets. So that's my whole point. But anyway, I digress. So make a long story short, I think we got down to like 1 gen, I think, and then the game was pretty much over with. Now, I had self-care. I'm in solo queue. I'm looking at the old video. I pretty much video clip every game I play. Seriously, like I can't remember the last time I don't do this. Like I do this all the time for years. I had Windows on, distortion, life, and self-care. Now, here's the thing. Now, a lot of people be like, well, why do you got self-care? You just want to give the game to the killer. I'm going to tell you this right now, dude. First off, I didn't use self-care until like the very end of the game when all the gens were popped. Fair, right? Like I've at least done like that. I wasn't spending all day trying to self-care and heal. But I cannot stand waiting for teammates to heal me. I'm not going against a Legion. I need you to heal me every 2 seconds, right? And I'm not trying to heal every time because listen, there's not going to be too many times you run away from a chase and the killer don't continue to chase you and leave you unless you're just really good in chase, which I am at times. I am for the most part. Where the killer will leave and say, you know what, I'm just going to go do something else. I'm going to go chase that other survivor across the street because what's the point? This guy is just like wasting my time. So I'm not going to do all of that. But again, I wasn't wasting all the time doing that. It's just that I wanted to at least have something. It's like doing a 2v8. You know, the 2v8, like every class build had self-care at the very end right? So you couldn't just be doing that all again because you couldn't use med kits unless you found it in the match, right? So again, I had that, I had life, and I had distortion. Yes, you're not gonna see my aura for free. I cannot stand that killers get mad that you run distortion, but then they get to just but meta for them is aura. Like if you look it up right now, you will literally see Lethal Pursuer is still a top 10 use perk. Nowhere to hide. You will literally look that up. You will literally see it. Like they're able to see your aura. So why can't you have some type of way of countering that, right? So anyway, but it's a classic thing of, okay, survivors go down. I had a bad chase as a survivor, so I'm going to shame you and get mad. I mean, I'm not saying I said that, but that's what survivors say. And I end up, I didn't pay attention to their chat or their stream until like after the end game. And what ended up happening is the Meg died, the Michaela died, right? And then he ended up chasing me towards the end, but I ended up getting away. Like, so when all the gens got popped, I healed myself. It took me a while. They nerfed self-care. I didn't have it with botany, but I think it's very good to pair it with botany, or at least with resilience. You get some type of value out of it. But I mean, they really gutted survivors, dude. It's so bad because self-care is so bad to use on its own. But again, I used it at the very end. I made sure I was doing gens. I went for saves. I took hits. I played like a true team player because I know what it's like. If I was being selfish and I was playing stuff, I can understand why they would feel some type of way, because again, survivors like to have this mentality of, oh, I can play however I want. Don't tell me how to play survivor. But I wouldn't give a damn if you weren't on my team, you bot. See, I wouldn't care, right? I mean, if I'm at work, it's like I'm at the job I work at now. You need somebody on the register. You need somebody stretching the dough. You need somebody. If somebody wasn't on the register to help the customer, I imagine somebody's like, well, don't tell me how to be an employee. Like, shut up. Go do your job or you're fired. Type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop being stupid. Right? So when see, I'm a dishwasher, so I'm like a killer, man. I work alone. I don't have to worry. You can call in. I made this. Listen, I've used this example so many times. You can call in, miss work. You ain't changing nothing in my day. I just feel bad for everybody else. But I've had jobs like that where I was on the other side. So I'm like a killer, man, at my job. What you do don't affect me. Same thing with killer. Like, everybody that's against you is supposed to affect you negatively. We're supposed to try to do the gens. We're supposed to try to make it where you don't win the game. Yeah, it's 4 against 1, but so what? Like, that's what it is. But that's why it's imbalanced in the sense that we're not on the same level as you. We're not strong as you. We're not stronger than you. Especially if you don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Make a long story short, I heal up. Game was we completed the gens. He ended up downing the Michaela. Meg was already out. The P100 Meg was already out. The streamer, he was the Meg. And then I ended up healing up, and then I tried to go to the exit gate, and it was far off, and I was close to getting it open. He ended up chasing me. He hit me with his whip, but I ended up using life to get away. And then I ended up going to the other door. The door was already almost open. And again, this 99. I was trying to do a video on this. I just didn't have the mental capacity to do it. I'm gonna do a video on that. Please do. I just want to meet somebody in real life, and they play DBD, and I want to ask them, hey, why do you still 99 the gate when blow the warden is rarely ever a thing? Why do you keep 99 the gates? If you want to at least open the gate, and before somebody, if you want to wait to open the gate before somebody get hooked because you see they're getting picked up by the killer, fine. But today, I died because this person 99 the gate, and I guess the spirit, and she could have just opened the gate. Dude, just open the gate, man. Just open the door, man. Just open the door, right? It's everybody has this thing, dude. You have to, bro. And it's so crazy because when I was new playing DBD, I believed all of that. And then once you started having hours in this game, you start to realize, yeah, a lot of survivors just do not know what they're doing. And yet killers think that we're supposed to beat them because it's just 4 of us. Bro, it's like a grown... I'm going to tell you this just like this before I get back to my story. Having survivors most of the time on your team as survivor mains and going against killer, it's like kids going against a grown-ass man in a fight. It's 4 people. Kids are people, right? It's 4 people. It's 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 4 of the people, but 4 people, right? But they're 4 kids going against a grown-ass man who work a hard-ass job, a hard hat, who look like he drinks after work and got straight hands. You not beating his ass. these teenager and kids is not beating them, but it's 4 people, right? I hate when killers do that. It's 4 y'all. Y'all should never lose. The dumbest, I swear to God, dude. I just want to listen. See, it's because it's like, bro, I've never had my argument defeated on any level. Like, a lot of killers just don't know what they're doing or they're talking about, or a lot of survivors just don't know what they're talking about. Like, in this game, there's so many things I had to learn in this game, and I'm trying to tell you, it took me at least a year or 2 to understand a lot of it. Right? So when I have somebody who have like 500 hours trying to like, arguing about 99 in the door, like, dude, just look up stats and information. Just look up information. Right? Anyway, let me get back to the program, and I'm almost done with the story. And I'm going to give my take on just like a lot of stuff and stuff like that. And I hope you guys, like and share, subscribe if you guys enjoying it. It's a Sunday night. I'm going to try to release it today. So anyway, I ended up opening the door, and I escaped. And then the Nemesis ended up catching the Nia, and, their friends watching them. Mind you, I didn't tune into the live yet. They ended up watching them, and then Nemesis ended up being nice and giving them the hatch. Which gave them a 2K. So that means they didn't lose, but they didn't win. But technically, to me, it's like, he caught you. So it's like, but it is what it is. So I go into the stream, and I say, hey, GGs. I was and then I'm always just asking, just curious, like GGs and whatever. And I'm just curious. Mind you, I didn't hear what they were saying before, right? But I'm just curious to ask, like, hey, so what are you guys, what are you guys' hours looking like? What are you guys, like, And a lot of times they have like lower hours, but the Meg had 5,000. I think the Nia had 2,000, and I think the other girl had like maybe like 5 or maybe 8, something like that. And then I put, I got like close to 8K hours. And then the streamer literally on stream, like 11 people watching, not a lot of people watch. I mean, I'm not gonna view shame them. You gotta start somewhere, right? Literally said, you got close to 8,000 hours and you running self-care, you bum. And it's just like, see, I just, and then like the girl started laughing. She had that, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna, she had a very girthy laugh. Can I say that without being, because I know women can like jokes with guys' height and all that stuff, and D size and penis size, whatever, excuse my language, but like if I say she's over, if I say some stuff, I'm like, but she had that kind of laugh that was just like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying, I'm gonna let it go, I ain't trying to, I'm just saying, she had that kind of laugh, like she was kikiing, like she was laughing in the back, like she want to kick it with the guy laughing. So I just said, and see, one thing about me, when I'm done like with the stream, like I don't have to kick it, and I'm not subbed or following, I just talk my shit and I just dipped. And I don't care if you block me after that, I could kill it. I'm not coming back. I'm not a happy customer at this point. I said, well, y'all was ass. Y'all got caught in like 5 seconds. I escaped. Y'all died. The only reason that that Nia had more points is because the Nemesis let them go. Like, you're talking like you're like that, but you're not. See, and I just left. And I can only imagine he didn't say the best things. I don't think he said, oh, man, you know what? Man, that Libra God, Libra God's a scholar, is a good man, work. I got a feeling he didn't say too many nice things after that. But I don't care to return to go back to see if the hand's blocking my face from seeing if I'm, blocked. Because it's like, you an a-hole. And it's like, you're a streamer. And you're salty because you died. Okay, I had self-care. So what? That's like when I run this notion of running or anyone running urban invasion. Why can't somebody run urban invasion? Like, why do y'all have a problem with that? See, EB Survivors doing that to other Survivor mains. EB Survivors literally doing that to other Survivor mains. Just like making fun of them. And then they be ass. Right? Or if I got Meg and I just want to play like a Meg, I want to walk around, I got my sprint burst, want to preserve my energy, but I have somebody, well, you got 8K hours and, well, just start playing like it. Start playing like a, I'm telling you, like, dude, I'm telling you, dude. It's like the ego, man. Like, where do y'all get this? Like, yo, like, even when I was new, I thought I was good until I had to learn that, hey, I had to, do this better. Or I just got humbled. Like, there was a killer who just knew what they were doing. And I'm like, yo, okay. It's like, yo, like I made a post on X. It got like a lot of views, on DBD's, post. And I'm like, why did y'all have like low hours, but y'all be talking like y'all understand the game? Like y'all don't. Like y'all be having low hours, man. And then there's be people who just like, it's like, even if that's not even if you have low hours, it's like I come into the chat and I just be wholesome. I didn't talk trash until after you said that. And this is why I don't. Dude, I have countless stories of me playing with TTVs, and literally it's never their fault. It's never their fault as to why they lose the game, right? They could be in a bully squad. They can literally run around with flashlights, never do generators, because I don't understand why survivors get mad. If you're going to lose the game because you're trying to bully the killer and not do gens, fine. If you don't care about doing gens, that's fine. But then don't sit there and blame the killer for doing what they're doing. The killer is always trying to win the game most of the time. They're rarely trying to meme. They're always trying to win the game. They're always trying to win the game. But you want to have this mentality of, I'm going to blame them. I'm getting mad at the survivor. You can't even say, like why? Like, it's like I've never been a part of a community. I keep saying COD. Well, back in the COD days, dude, I'm trying to tell you this right now. There's no game. I play COD. There's no game that I've ever seen or played that just has been like, yo. And killers, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have killers that have to prove points. I have killers that have to run, only have to go after you because you're a P100. I get told this all the time. Oh, that's not true, even though that person has said me it's not true. It's not even there. So, like, how would you know? Like, shut up. Like, what? Like, there are killers who do that all the time. Like they camp for whatever reason. Oh, I'm gonna camp the Nia anyway. I'm gonna camp, even on Reddit. I camp all Nias and turn on all Nias. Like, y'all put that on a physical, like, y'all put the character on, like, the style of people being, like, how their personality is. Right? So, it's just, like, again, I have bad experiences with TTVs. I mean, I have countless stories of just, like, them, like, how come you didn't do this, or how come you didn't do that? And I'm usually coming in there being nice, and sometimes I would gift a sub. Like, if you're really nice, and, I'm like, you know what? You seem cool. You seem wholesome. I'm going to go ahead and give you a sub because you probably got like a couple viewers. Why not? Everybody's trying to grind. I get that. But when you sit there and just, I'm going to be a dick. And it's not even just the guys too. There be women who do the same thing, man. This is the first game I've played that was massive between men and women playing the game. Like, I've played other games where there's some girls who played it, but not as much as they play DBD. And that's cool, right? I think it's nice that you can meet some really cool people playing this. But it's a reason why I don't play with friends. It's a reason why I don't play with people. Because I've played with a lot of people when I first started playing. And there's only like a couple people I probably played with who was very cool and taught me the game and understood the game. The rest was just straight up toxic, talking about the killer. Oh, the killer did this, the killer did that. The killer probably wouldn't have been toxic. The killer was just likely probably just trying to win the game. Right, because y'all gotta understand, like, y'all can blame the killers all y'all want for like how the killers play, but you have to blame the devs to a degree. Like, if a killer can bleed us out, yeah, it's annoying. See, understand this: killer can always decide to be toxic if they want to. They can always decide that. But how you think a killer feels when you decide to like BM them in game or in game chat or at the gates? When they was just playing cool, they was trying different builds. When they could have just got a meta killer, they could have just got a meta build, and they could have just did whatever they wanted. It'd have been boring, it'd have been scummish, but it's like, I could just always play like that. I could bring us to a map where it's very easier for me. It is the same way I feel with killers too. Like, this time I'm trying like my locker build. I want to just have some fun, and then I have a killer that that's a P100. Let me probably and then give you the nopers when you're on the ground, or like raise their head up at you on hook, or they want to chase you last because I'm gonna leave everybody else and I'm gonna chase him last because I want that 1v1. But it's not even a 1v1 setting, and this game is not really catered to 1v1s. We just make up a lot of stuff in this community. We make up a lot of things, and I respect that people have these things, but we make up a whole lot of stuff that makes $0.00. And it happens all the time. So I probably won't keep this too long. I just had to get that out. Like, I'm so tired of, like, it's why I dodge so many lobbies. because I get to the point where it gets so like I don't like that energy that come off like that of me having to go to somebody's stream and curse somebody out or say this and stuff like that. Mind you, I keep that energy the same. You keep it with me, I keep it with you. I cannot despise survivors in this game in general. Like, you cannot tell them anything. Even now, if I'm coming at you hot, I can understand why you would be like, okay, F you, whatever. But like, there are just certain things I just think that maybe you're new, maybe you don't understand, maybe you should try to do this, but you can't tell them anything. And one of the things too, I will say that's very cringe is why I don't like playing with my Nia a lot of the times, or like other high prestige player. I only have like, I think the second highest I have is Fung at P35, I think. Is that I hate, and this is just me, I mean, I think it's a big deal, I just think it's cringy when I jump into the lobby like the game and game starts. First off, in the lobby, when I have a prestige 100, somebody has to always flex like their 7th prestige 100. Like, I care. Like, I don't care, dude. Great. I hope your daddy proud. Great. You know? Like, are you happy? I don't care. Right? And then it's like, I'm gonna, or they're like, if they don't have a prestige 100, they're gonna flex like 4 or 3 P12 to P15s to sort of say, oh, well, I don't just put all blood points into one person. I put them to multiple people. I don't care, dude. Live your life. Live your best life. Eat well, right? You know, have a good time. But what I hate the most too is when I'm in a match and then somebody has to do the moonwalk animation. Like, dude, like, just get on the gen, dude. Like, get on the gen. Like, I don't care. I don't do the, like, get on the gen, dude. Like, I don't care. Because one, it's I'm going to tell you why it bothers me. And I know y'all think it's like not a big deal. I'm going to tell you why it bothers me. Just give me 1 second. It bothers me because you could just look at it like, hey, you're Prestige 100. Congratulations. You achieved a lot of hours in time and frustration. Because that's all it was. I got nothing special. I got the icon. I could flex in the beginning because at the time it was rare Prestige 100s at the time. So, but all that got me was a lifetime of getting camp tunnel slugged and judged by other teammates if I went down too early, right? Or I have a Nancy or you know, a Nia giving me a nopers or looking at me and then having to do the, like, I get irritated with that because I'm supposed to be invincible. I remember when I first got P100 and I used to, like, you know, I did this. I'm probably not the only one. Jump into the lobby, flex my Prestige 100, then like leave before the match started just for them to, you know, and I would go to the person's stream to see what they say. And I would go into the stream and be like, oh, damn, man, you know, I had to go get some, you know, lying, obviously. But like, you know, he was like, man, I want to see what you could do. What, die and get camped and slugged and tunneled? Like, why do y'all, like, dude, like, them adding, like, because the thing is, people already think, like, still to this day, that rank and grade means something. And they'll say, well, back then, you know, the MMR will put you more with that and stuff like that. Listen, it's like old Tofu said. There were people who back then, if you guys, some of you might not know if y'all do know, but he's been playing since launch, legacy player, killer main. And he said, yeah, there's people who would red wank. Dude, oh my God. I said red rank. Let me say it slowly, man. Red rank 1. There would be survivors that would red rank 1 who didn't even know what a lot of killers' powers even did, or add-ons or stuff like that, or didn't even play both sides. And that is something that, now, granted, I will say this: you can reach red rank every month. It resets on the 13th of every month. It is easier today to get there and maintain it than it was back then, because the pipping system. If back then, if you had a bad game or too many bad games, you would be red rank 4, and then you would go right back to like purple rank 5 if you had like a bad game. Like, you had to like really be consistent. And knowing what I know now, I could easily achieve that. But it's like back then, it was really hard to keep it because it was just like, I didn't understand what I was doing. Running killer is very important for survivors. You should know how to. I think that is like literally, if you want to say skill wise, the most skill you could do. Because obviously, doing gens, saving, that's not that big of a deal. But learning how to like know the maps, running killer, patience, mind gaming, understanding what that killer does. That will also require you to play both sides, which I've done for a bit to understand, what killer sees, aura wise, mentality wise, mind get, like just knowing what to do. So that really helped. But now today you can reach, Iridescent 1, the grade system. You can reach that a little bit easier because you don't pip down if you have a bad game. But again, y'all, that does not mean that you're on like levels of. There are people who don't play pub matches at all. That does a lot of practicing with other good players who have been playing since launch, or who got some, or who just been playing but got the hours, since then, who will destroy y'all as killer and survivor. Like there's a lot of killer players who think they're nice, and they're probably just like nice guys, a nice girl, and they're probably decent in pub matches. But then they go against like these survivors who knows what they're doing, and then you just get 4 outed. Like they play DBD for real. Like this is like, you gotta understand. Like I think they say like 48% of the time. Last time I checked, that the best surviving team, Swift, still only escape like 48% of the time. So I mean, killer's still winning on average, but it's the fact that, like, again, they gotta understand that just because you reach a grade system or prestige system does not mean that you are automatically gonna win all your games and you're gonna outplay everybody. I'm telling you, not everybody plays in pubs where they care about that. Not everybody cares, and now today I would say, again, it's easier to reach prestige 100 today than it's ever have been because of the blood point incentives. Back then when I was reaching it, first off, we didn't have the automatic blood point nodes. We could press a button and it would automatically get you there. We also didn't have, a lot of, these blood point matchmaking where, okay, whatever side needs it more. If there's a lot of survivors playing, we need some killers players, so we're going to give killers incentive to play killer, vice versa. So a lot of killers playing, we need a lot of survivors. And there's a lot of killers probably like I'm going to be playing because since 2 years ago, 6.1.0 patch, that's the video that kind of got me known a little bit, is that they heavily gutted and nerfed survivor and buff killer. And that's what really bothers me too in this game, is that, people don't understand, like, even then, survivor still wasn't beating killer on average, but it's the fact that, like, these killer players would think they're nice, but it's like the killers that they've brought out, that make it easier to shut down loops for the survivors who know how to hold W or forward, know how to mind game and leave the loop and connect loops. They make it where they have Vecna that can shoot his crow, he can block pallets. The crow, the artist, she can set up birds and stuff like that. You can't even burn the crows away. You get less distance as a survivor after you get hit. Base kit, that means like when we used to be able to get hit, we didn't need overcome as much. Overcome is a very good perk, but we didn't need that to get the distance. But now it's like, it'd be good to have that. There's just a lot of stuff that they have done that a lot of these killer players who play, they think they're nice. Like, oh man, like dude, like but you just started playing, like you don't understand it. And I feel bad for newer survivors who trying to learn how to mind game. But hey, they have videos on YouTube. I even had some who on my videos and my playlist that teach people how to loop and mind game and stuff like that, and how to be patient and good perks and stuff like that. Again, I still recommend Windows. Windows are very good. It's a very, very, very good perk. It's just information, just like killers have information perks too. But anyway, I just wanted to just say that this is not going to be as long. I just want to talk about my story. Probably every week I want to just talk about like a match, because there's no way I won't have a match every week. I just want to talk about these things, just get things off my chest. I'll talk about a story, talk about my conclusion to the story, my thoughts, and then I'll ramble for a little bit, and then that's going to be pretty much it. Of course, I'm still going to do like regular videos, and I'm going to do, even with these podcast episodes, just talk about things that's coming up. But specifically, I want to do like story time and what I think, rather it be with a streamer killer, a streamer survivor, or just like how we won or lost the game. So if I think a killer, sold the match, or survivor sold, I would have tons of that. All I do is play DBDs, so I don't see why I wouldn't have that at all. But I think that's pretty much, I think that'd be pretty easy to do. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening, right? Just remember to listen. You can go on, if you have YouTube music, like I do, you can just listen to it and have your screen locked and you can just hear it, or any other way. This is, stay busy, stay doing what you need to be doing, but you could just listen, and that's all it's about. So I appreciate you guys listening, and coming through and stuff like that. And if nothing else, I hope you guys have a blessed and safe Sunday night. Say love you to your families and stuff like that. Keep grinding every day. And if nothing else, have a blessed day out here. And peace.